So the other day I made something that turned out really yummy, so I'm making it again. For under 20 bucks at Costco, you get this huge pack of boneless pork shoulder country style ribs. And I've got my tools here, the Instant Pot and a frying pan. So I'm going to brown these, and then I'm going to throw them in here, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so I have pan-seared these, and I use this on the saute mode. These aren't getting super seared, but just to give them a little bit of additional flavor. I've salted them liberally. I forgot to do that last time, and so the flavor wasn't as good throughout the meat. Obviously, when you put barbecue sauce on it, it will be, but I mean the part that has the barbecue sauce on it. But I trimmed off the excess fat, cut them into cubes, and here we are. Now I'm going to transfer this into the Instant Pot, and then I'll pick it up from there. Okay, so I've transferred it all into the Instant Pot, and now this is really good stuff around here. The sear that all the juices and the flavor and things that have come from here. I'm going to dump that into the Instant Pot as well here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. And so I'm going to get this all cleaned out, and then I'm going to show you what's next. So I've got about a third of a cup of, almost a cup of apple cider vinegar, and then I'm going to clean out this pan and just add a little bit of water, just so that we get enough to do a good, whatever you call this, pressure cook. Thank you. Hang on. So I'm all about efficiency too. So by adding water here and cleaning out the pan, and then combining it without trying to make a bigger mess. You also make it much easier to clean this pan, because I put boiling water in there. And so now we're just going to add this to the Instant Pot. I'm going to close the lid. I already salted it. I'm going to put some pepper in too. So I got, I peppered it, I stirred it up, and then I peppered it again. And because the meat was already hot, and the water was, the apple cider vinegar wasn't hot. This is organic raw apple cider vinegar you can get at Costco. It's great. And then, so this is going to come to pressure pretty quickly. So I'm just going to set on pressure cook, and I'm going to do it on high. I did 12 minutes last time. I'll do 15 this time, just because my cubes are a little bit bigger, so I just want to make sure that pressure cook is good. And then it's going to cook now. And so make sure that this is set to the lock position, and we're ready to roll. You know, sometimes you watch YouTube videos and it's like everything was so perfect, and it's not. Like when I was trying to clean the pan with the water, or I spilled, okay? But this cool thing is that while this is coming to pressure, I'm just cleaning. I cleaned and put away the pan, and then I'm gonna clean the stove as well. And the nice thing when you do this type of thing is that if you stay on top of stuff, then it doesn't build up and get bad. And so I just wanted to mention that in the process. And I'm making real videos for real people, because sometimes you make stuff and it just doesn't seem at all realistic. So you can see the steam coming out now. It's been about 4 minutes since I put the pressure on, and it's just about to go to full. It's just about to go to full. There it is. Now it's at pressure, and now it'll go for 15 minutes. And so I started this process, just so you know, almost a little less than a half hour ago. And so with the 15-minute cook time, then it asks for a 10-minute natural release, and then after those 10 minutes you can fast release. So 15 minutes, that'll put us just under an hour total for the cook time. And then just the finishing process is just about 10 minutes. So this whole meal can be prepared in just about an hour, just a little over an hour. And if you have less pork, or I may try it just doing it at 10 minutes pressure cook. That might be fine. So anyway, but it just comes out so tender and so tasty and so beautiful. So anyway, I'll hit the pause button again. One thing I noticed, it hasn't come to pressure yet. It's been like 5 minutes, but over here there's the less, normal, and more. I looked here and it said high, but I didn't notice that it wasn't on normal here, and so I think you have to push the pressure level, but I'm not sure. But I think that's why it's taking a little bit longer, but just wanted to give that editorial comment. But the stove is all nicely cleaned up, and I'm going to go do a couple other things now and then come back when it's done. Oh, and just so you know too, I bought this Kinder's barbecue sauce, Honey Hot, and this is great. They had a 2-pack at Costco, and it was on sale this week, and I was really happy about that. But notice here that there is no, dogs are saying hi, there is no high fructose corn syrup in this, and that's one thing you got to look out for with barbecue sauce, is that often it's made with high fructose corn syrup, which to me is not good. I prefer, if there's sweetener, to just have natural sugar. So, all right, I'll be back. Okay, 5 minutes to go, and what I've done is I've prepped the pans. That's a small pan, and then I've got the main pan here. The reason I have 2 pans is because my brother-in-law doesn't like barbecue sauce, so I'm going to do a few pieces without barbecue sauce over here, and then I'm going to do the rest of it on the big pan. And you're going to put this in the broiler. You've got to watch it though, because it'll burn quickly because of the sugar and the barbecue sauce. But we're almost there, 4 minutes to go. And then there will be a 10-minute natural release, and then we'll let it off the rest of the way. Okay, here we are at 10 minutes time. So we let it naturally release for 10 minutes. I'm going to turn the fan back on, because we're going to quick release for the rest of the time. I put a towel over it just, I don't know why. It's less obnoxious, I guess. But that steam coming out of there is really hot. There we go. Ooh. Smells good. It doesn't take too long to do. Oh, so while I was letting it get to time, I also prepped a bowl here that is with some barbecue sauce. So when I take them out of here, I'm gonna like coat them a little bit in there and then put them on the pan. And then obviously I'm not gonna do the ones that are not gonna have barbecue sauce. But then I'm going to drizzle the top, and then we put them in the broiler so that they caramelize. So that's the plan from here. Okay, we're almost fully released. Be really careful. This obviously the steam coming out of here is super hot and dangerously so. Whew. Yeah, it's almost down. As you can see here, it takes almost 2 minutes to naturally release it out. Now we're a little bit over an hour time for the total prep and everything. Now, if you pre-cut your, I mean, it took me probably 10 minutes to cut up the pork, and so that did take up some of the time. But so if you pre-cut it, then you can just, if everything's ready, then you can just throw it right in and save yourself about 10 minutes. Okay, there we go. We are released now, and I'm gonna lift the lid, unveiling the beauty. Wow. They haven't invented YouTube with smell yet, but I'm sure that'll come at some point. So look at that. That is gorgeous. And it is just, look at that, break apart tender. Now you have to be a little bit careful as you're taking it out of here in terms of just it falling apart, because it is so tender. I mean, you could just eat this now and it'd be totally fine. Now be aware that there is a layer of grease on the top as well, and so but most of that will just stay in the pot, and I'll talk a little bit about cleanup afterwards, but I'm gonna now bring this over to the other side. All right, so we're on the other side of where the stove is, and I'm gonna just take some pieces, put them on here so that I can just put them for my brother-in-law, who doesn't like barbecue sauce. He doesn't care for it. He doesn't dislike it terribly, but so just make sure that there's enough for him. See, oh, I just picked up this one piece and it just fell apart, and so it's that beautifully tender and delicious. So I think that probably should be enough for him. I'll maybe give him another piece. All right, that's nice. Put a little bit of the fat on the top, and that'll just brown up nicely, beautifully. All right, so there's the plain ones. And then with the barbecue ones, we're going to do a kind of a two-step process. We're going to drop them in here. I'm going to try and drain them a little bit so that we don't get additional grease. But as you can see, the pieces are just kind of falling apart. It's just so tender. I am so looking forward to eating these. So I'm going to repeat that process, and then just so you get an idea. So I'm going to coat them a little bit, and then just put them onto the pan. So get them coated, and then put them onto the pan. All right. So while I am getting these done, I went ahead and put some more salt on here. You can tell we don't shop at Costco at all. And then a bit of pepper. Where'd the pepper go? There it is. Thank you. And I'm going to grind some pepper on here. So salt and pepper. And then I'm going to just go ahead and slide these into the broiler while the others are going. And if you're like me at all, I have ADD, so it could be easy to forget that these are in here until they start burning. So I always set a little timer for myself. So I'm going to check them after 1 minute. All right. And then go back to my coating in the barbecue sauce. All right, so the broiler's done on the first batch. So I turned off the broiler and just left them in the bottom shelf. And then these are almost done. I'm just gonna give them a little bit more coating. I'm gonna just kind of stir them around. Challenge, of course, is stirring them around and not having them break into bits. So you can see that we just want to get some flavoring on them. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm starting to get really hungry. I started this at about 10 after 11, and we're now at about 12:25. So it's been a little over an hour. This is only my second time making this, and so I'm just learning still. And this is the thing about cooking, is that to me, it's more of an art than a science. I mean, there is a science behind cooking, and especially, you've got some incredible chefs out there who make amazing meals, and there's some great recipes, but you've got to just kind of learn, and that's what I did growing up. I used to help my mom in the kitchen, and so I wasn't afraid to experiment and to try things. And so I didn't get married until I was 29, before my 30th birthday, and so there was a lot of time for me to enjoy making meals just for myself, or for my friends or girlfriends or whomever, and really enjoyed that. And so now I'm not going to waste this, and I'm just going to drizzle this on top. Okay. Now for the fun part. Okay, now I'm going to take this barbecue sauce and just drizzle it on top. And because it's hot, it'll kind of naturally fall down. So I'm going to do 2 passes with this. This is the first pass. You get a little bit on there, and then now if you really want to get exacting, I'll show you what you can do. I do have OCD, and it manifests itself at different times in different ways, but if you have OCD, you will probably utilize what I'm going to do here in a minute. And that is the pastry brush. So then you can get it a little bit more evenly distributed on here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to turn the broiler back on. Okay. And I'm just going to finish up this process here. Years ago, I thought, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, because I think you probably know, I've been a pastor, and so I made some videos. You can find them on my YouTube page, but I called it Pastor Garlic's Kitchen, which is kind of a fun name. But now I'm going to just drizzle a little bit more, and part of it is because cooking is something I really love to do. It's fun. I like trying new things. I like experimenting, and so every now and again, I mean, I've tried a lot of new things that I haven't made videos for, but it's fun to make videos as well. So, okay, here we go. We're just about done, and the broiler, I'm sure, is ready because we already preheated it on Zio's. Zio is uncle in Italian. My relatives are here from Italy. We have great food in our house, Chinese and Italian. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so, and this is American. All right, so that's good enough. I can keep going because now my OCD is kicking in. I'm making sure that I get every little bit. But all right, I want to eat too. So here we go. So now this is going to go into the oven. Things I can do one-handed. Now, notice this is not on the top oven rack. I tend to prefer not to broil stuff on the top rack just because it tends to burn so quickly. And so it's on the second rack. And I'm going to set the timer just so that I'll know how long it is, because if not, I probably would just sit here and watch it. So I'm going to put it on for 2 minutes, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, it's been 2 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. It is starting to caramelize, as you can see. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Oh, so gorgeous. I'm going to leave it in there for another maybe 30 seconds. So, and some of you are better at this than I am, but I just find that it's always easy to set a timer and you can't unburn something. So you can tell that I'm speaking from experience here. And while that was going, I did what I call fishing for buried treasure. This is kind of the equivalent of like when you go to McDonald's and there's like French fries at the bottom of the bag, right? So that's, I fished that out of the bottom of the pressure cooker. So there's some really good morsels there. So we are at another 30 seconds. Oh, I think this is pretty close to perfect because it's just starting to get a little bit browned in a few places. I'm gonna bring this out. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, that's gorgeous. The dog's down here saying, oh, please drop the whole tray. No, that's not gonna happen, but look at that. Oh, beautiful. So that's our finished product. This took a little over an hour, but as you saw, got a lot of other things done at the same time. While that was in the oven, you know, I just wiped down the counters and, you know, got everything all ready. So now the cleanup is going to be really simple. I just cleaned this, I cleaned the pressure cooker, and then why I use foil is because then you just lift the foil off and just wipe down if there's a little bits of barbecue sauce. Then the pan can go away quickly as well. So, you know, these are things to think about when time is precious. And anyway, enjoy. What am I calling these? Pork tips? I don't know. I don't care what I call them, but I'm going to eat them. Here, I have to eat one while I'm on camera here. Okay. Ooh, they're hot. They're hot. Look at that steam coming off there. Ooh, so good. Let that cool down. Got to sample one. Okay, here we go. And, you know, obviously there's more barbecue sauce, so if you want to add a little bit more barbecue sauce as you're eating it. We love it over rice. I mean, this is like pulled pork. I mean, you could do this basically the same thing for pulled pork, but here it goes. Oh my goodness. So good. So good. You can see my face. Gotta have a little bit more. Look at that. Oh. If only YouTube had smell. Alright, here we go. Alright, I'm gonna go enjoy this with my family. Alright, have a great day. Hope you try this and hope you enjoy it. Bye for now.